Alright, to start out today's stream, the first video we got is The Art of Stealing Music Legally by Matty Balls. I've watched this guy's videos a lot, so let's just get into it. I'm curious about what he's gonna say.
Place, and it sounded really similar to another song but also a little different. Well, that's because of a trend that a few big name artists such as Olivia Rodrigo, Doja Cat, Lorde, Dua Lipa, and many more have taken advantage of lately, which has led to fans accusing them of stealing music from other artists. But you may be wondering, how can they straight up steal songs? Is that even legal? And why are the other artists that they're allegedly stealing from complicit?
No, stealing the music, stealing lyrics, I'm pretty sure isn't legal. Stealing beats is also not legal. They can do like a creative different version of it, but like you can't just straight up take it
in this. Well, to understand that, we have to see what is actually happening. Real quick, I want to say this video is inspired by Liam Donovan's video about Ava Max, an artist that I will talk about shortly, but I wanted to go a little bit deeper and look at a few more artists and see how this industry operates. He's a great YouTuber though. I'll link his video in the description if you're interested, and with that being said, let's continue. According to Rolling Stone, in 2021, Olivia Rodrigo, Ava Max, Lorde, and Doja Cat all had charting or platinum songs that borrowed melodies or beats from older hits. The last few years, this has been a growing trend in the music industry, with many others accusing Dua Lipa as well of stealing a lot of her tracks. I saw a Rick Beato video from about a year ago where he shared some examples, and to be honest, it is pretty jarring.
Over the past couple days, I keep getting fed the same couple videos. I'm sure you have too, because both of these videos have over 50 or 60 million views. Let me play them for you.
All right. Well, I mean, it's not the same. Fuck. I keep forgetting the spacebar doesn't work when I click on a different monitor. It's not the same. It's like they sound similar, but it's literally not the same. So it's not stealing. It's literally in a different it's in a different octave. Yeah, they sound similar.
And on top of this, you've probably also heard a lot of mainstream pop songs sampling previous hits, like when Jack Harlow sampled Fergie's Glamorous on his song First Class and used it for the hook, or like when Meghan Trainor sampled Mr. Sandman for her song Mother and used it in the intro and post hook. This has been a controversial trend.
I don't even remember that song, so I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't remember it, so I would have no idea.
Last few years, with a big debate about it on Reddit and other platforms. Olivia Rodrigo is another artist that has done this a lot lately, with Rolling Stone labeling her the queen of this trend. A bunch of the songs and even the album artwork for her album Sour was accused of being stolen from other artists. For example, her song Good For You has a very similar melody to the song Misery Business by Paramore.
I mean, not really though. Like, am I crazy? It's not similar. Like, just because it's the same vibe of music doesn't mean it's similar. And like the tempo and the beat is the same and the lyrics are sung in the same way. It's not. Am I going insane?
Olivia didn't credit them right away, but after fans pointed out a lot of the similarities between the two songs, the original writers did get publishing rights. She also borrowed some melodies from Taylor Swift, to which she gave credit to Taylor and her team. Do you get deja vu when she's with you? There was also the incident where,
like, holy fuck, I feel like a crazy person. Like, what is going... They're not similar. They're maybe inspired, but it's not similar. I listen to music all day, every single day. This is not, they're not comparable. What the fuck?
On the song Brutal, she used a similar guitar riff to the song Pump It Up by Elvis Costello.
Okay, that one. that one, that one might be real. That one might be real.
He wasn't credited, but said online to a fan, "It's how rock and roll work. You take the broken pieces of another thrill and make a brand new toy. That's what I did." But unfortunately, not every
True.
songwriter is that kind. Dua Lipa, for example, has actually been sued multiple times. She was accused of plagiarizing on her hit song Levitating, allegedly stealing from the songwriters L. Russell Brown and Sandy Linzer. She was also sued back in 2015, although Dua Lipa did win both of her cases. However, it isn't just new artists that are utilizing old melodies and beats and things like that. One of the craziest examples I've seen is Rita Ora's song Bang Bang, which clearly interpolates Axel F by Crazy Frog.
Bang, bang, na 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 na, bang, bang.
What? Why did you even make that? Oh, this is actually bad.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
That song is actually bad. And Crazy Frog, unpopular opinion, maybe popular opinion, is fucking ass as well.
Na 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 na, oh my god, think I'm in trouble.
Okay, that's exactly alike. Guarantee that was on purpose.
What's funny
Bing,
though is
bing.
that this melody was actually created by a guy named Harold Faltermeyer back in 1984.
What?
And it isn't just Crazy Frog and Rita Ora who have used
Wait, you've got to be joking me. Wait, there's another one?
this melody. Over 40 different artists have interpolated this melody, including Psy, who used it in his song Champion.
Psy was around since 2002? And he blew up in Gangnam Style in like, what, 2010? Holy shit, that's a long time.
Psy, if you don't remember, is the guy who made Gangnam Style. And this is a track that was made for the World Cup back in 2002. So sure, borrowing melodies and other pieces of music.
Wait, so he's always been popular? Just that song blew the fuck up and took over the entire planet?
It's been a bit trendy lately, but it's also not anything new. However, usually these are just one-off songs. It isn't like artists are making entire careers out of this. It's not that bad, is it? Well, recently I was on a vacation and I heard them playing a song at the pool that I thought sounded a little bit familiar. And I realized it was a song by Ava Max, which reminded me of Liam's video I mentioned earlier, which really inspired me to make this one. If you don't know who Ava Max is, chances are you have heard one of her songs. As of now, she has over 30 million monthly
I have
listeners,
no idea who
has
this
billions
is.
of streams, she has a ton of platinum and gold certifications, and she has won countless
None of these songs even look familiar. Am I insane?
awards for her music. So you must be thinking, wow, she's a really good musician. She must be really talented. Well, not entirely. She does have a good voice, and I don't want to take that away from her, but a lot of her music is legally stolen. She has borrowed, if you will, countless melodies, lyrics, vocal melodies, and other parts from previously huge hit songs to then recreate.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably what I would have to do if I was a singer. I am very good at singing, by the way. Just so y'all know. I could do this. I would just need somebody to write for me, or I would have to take something from somebody. Like, there's no other way. I can't write music for shit. I can't make beats for shit. I can't do any of that, but I can sing. That's it.
them as her own. For example, this is her 2024 track Whatever, with over 500 million streams on Spotify. And this
Whenever we're meant to be together on another.
is Shakira's song Whenever, Wherever
Yeah.
from 2001.
Yeah, no, you should never ever steal that song, bro. Wait.
Whatever, with over 500 million streams on Spotify.
Oh, so it's just she stole it bar for bar and then made it the opposite of what the Shakira song was about. I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of artists doing that recently. It's weird.
This is Shakira's song Whenever, Wherever from 2001.
Like, wasn't there an Ice Spice one that was like that? I don't remember. I don't know. We're meant to be together.
Pretty blatant borrowing.
I love
right there.
Shakira,
Another
bro.
one of Ava's biggest songs is called Kings and Queens, released in 2020.
All right. Oh. Yeah, see, I have no idea who this person is, but I know some of the songs. Actually, no, I only know this song. The other one I thought was familiar, but it was because it was a Shakira song. That's the only reason it was familiar.
Again, this song borrows heavily from If You Were a Woman and I Was a Man by Bonnie Tyler from 1986. The most recognizable song that's...
Wait, but the way she sang that is just like every single 80s rock band musician. Like, listen to that. And like the melody of the song is every 80s classic rock song ever. Survivor, Bon Jovi. Those are just two that I can think of right now off the top of my head.
Most recognizable song that sounds like this, though, is You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi.
Exactly. Bro, great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Holy shit, I'm a goat. I'm the fucking goat, bro. Clap it up. Bad name.
Ironically, I hope copyright isn't going to kill me in this video for playing these clips. There's been plenty of other
Probably
ones, like
will.
her
It'll
song
probably
My Head in My
murder
Heart,
me
where
too.
She rips off the La 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 song Around the World. But then there were some really bad ones like this one. Alright, so copyright's f***ing me on this one, but basically she just copied the Barbie Girl melody. Yeah, it was pretty rough.
Well, there's another one that's like that, right? There's another one that's like that recently. I can't think of the name or who it's by, but I know there is.
Now, most people wouldn't really care if these were just one-off remixes, but a large chunk of her popular songs are just melodies that she took from songs that were already wildly successful. Fans have said things like, every Ava Max song has me thinking, where have I heard this before?
Exactly.
And really, that's the entire appeal.
I just have such a lack of respect for this. And is this really the world you want to live in, where songs that have 1 billion streams and plays are just repurposed, re-gifted old melodies of classic songs? I don't want that. I don't want to live in a world like that.
These new songs that interpolate old songs tend to do fairly well on the charts, like Rolling Stone reported earlier, because when these new artists capture the nostalgia of those old songs or use melodies they already know are catchy, they are bound to be successful.
Yeah.
And that's why it's become such a trend, especially as of late in pop music. To be fair, Ava did blow up with Sweet But Psycho, which was an original work, although it does have 5 writers, but that's just pop music. Also, I just wanted a chance to share BB Rex.
No, literally, that's what my music would look like if I was to produce a song. It would be 5 different people writing my song.
And David Guetta's Blue remix, so here it is. You know, we're kind of on the topic of this type of stuff. Regardless,
Blue, yeah. Like, what the fuck? Who was that by? That's surprising. David Guetta.
you know, we're kind of on the topic of this type of stuff. Regardless, Ava has been one of the main people in fans' crosshairs when it comes to this type of borrowing music or legally stealing it. There have been lots of arguments online on different social media platforms about whether or not this is okay. But regardless of whether or not it's okay, how is this even possible? Isn't copyright a big deal? Shouldn't these artists all be getting sued for this? Well, there are some legal loopholes. To be entirely fair to Ava Max and others, most of the time, the original creators of the songs that are being ripped off do get credited and paid. This works in two different ways. The first way is called sampling, and it's probably what you're more familiar with. Wikipedia defines sampling as the reuse of a portion or sample of a sound recording in another recording. So basically just taking
Yeah.
a section of a song and using it for your own in your own creative way. This requires clearances from the people who made whatever you're sampling, and a good example of this is what Jack Harlow did on the song First Class by sampling Fergie's song Glamorous. But the second way that's been happening a lot recently, or at least caught the public's attention, is the use of interpolation. Wikipedia defines interpolation as using a melody or portions of a melody, often with modified lyrics, from a previously recorded song, but re-recording the melody instead of directly sampling it. It's both important to note and interesting that you have to re-record it for it to be an interpolation. So the melody can be the same, the music just has to be changed in one way or another. So like you may have noticed, you can interpolate vocal melodies,
Wasn't it like
instrumental melodies, or
Ice Ice Baby was like one note away from Queen or something like that?
both.
In order for it to be a cover, you had to keep the song how it originally was written. The same melodies, the same progression. It went from the verse to the pre-chorus to the chorus, like all of that. As soon as you now change it in some kind of substantial way, it's gone. And the example that comes to mind that we covered on the channel is Khaleesi's Milkshake, right? A milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. Her song was interpolated by Beyonce.
Wait, I heard about this too.
Makes interpolation a little bit trickier than sampling is with sampling, you know, okay, this is from that song and we just took it. Cool, like that's pretty easy to prove. But with interpolations, if you change it even the slightest bit and are doing different lyrics and it's just the melody, it's a little bit harder to prove that that melody was straight up interpolated. Or you could just say, oh, I was just listening to a lot of this when I made this song and it was loosely inspired. There's a little bit more room for gray area, and that's why interpolations get tricky. Neither of these things are actually new, and when I say there's been a trend lately, I think what I mean by that is it just seems like a lot of pop songs are being a bit more lazy with their sampling / interpolation. They aren't bringing much more to the tables like others. A good example of this is Shy FX's production of the song Original Nutter. Funny name, I know, but that's what it's called. It's a classic song in the jungle genre, samples 6 songs and turns them all into something completely different and
Wait, what? That's crazy to think about.
iconic. Or when MC Hammer sampled Super Freak by Rick James on You Can't Touch This and just made it better. This is sampling though, and interpolation's a little bit different. You may be wondering,
But other popular artists have sampled or interpolated songs and they don't get backlash for it.
that's because I believe when it comes to interpolation, similar to sampling, there are tasteful ways to do it and there are non-tasteful ways to do it. A good example that Liam brought up in his video was when Kanye West interpolated the vocal melody from Black Sabbath's song Iron Man on his track Hell of a Life. And Kanye is a great example, or at least he was, of a tasteful sampler / interpolator.
That is pretty cool, actually. Like, no glaze to Kanye, but that was a pretty cool version.
Taking a part of a song or a melody or something else and turning it into something completely different. Another example I really like comes from a smaller artist I'm a big fan of called Breakins, who briefly
I
interpolated.
thought that was Justin Bieber, and I thought he was gonna say it comes from a smaller artist I'm aware of called Justin Bieber.
Did Frank Ocean's Chanel on the bridge of his song Favors /
I'm not gonna lie.
These are just small
What?
and transformative
What's that?
portions of songs.
I'm
However,
sorry.
artists like Ava Max or Dua Lipa are pretty much just using vocal melodies and other melodies as crucial parts of their songs, to the point where if you aren't paying too much attention, they could be mistaken for one another. At the end of the day, though, like I said, it's a gray area. And
Do you guys remember when Dua Lipa had the world in the palm of her hands in like 2020? Actually, no, was it 2019? I don't remember. But she was like literally on the YouTube Rewind, the last one that they ever did.
what is transformative enough will always be subjective. For example, Pharrell lost a lawsuit for the production on the song Blurred Lines just because it felt like a Marvin Gaye song. He didn't even straight up copy a melody or anything, it just had a similar vibe / sound.
Wait,
Some would say
what?
he interpolated the Marvin Gaye song Got to Give It Up, but other than a similar vibe, I don't really think he interpolated it. I think it was just a similar sound, and I'm not even going to try to
Wait,
play.
can I hear it?
This one, you guys can go listen to it for yourselves.
Oh,
and let me know
never
if you
mind.
think I'm wrong or right about that. Regardless, though, Pharrell lost the
Blurred
lawsuit. At the end of the day,
lines.
music is very subjective. For a long time, though, this lawsuit actually scared the music industry straight. But it seems like since it's been a decade since this suit, people are opening up more to interpolation. As long as the artists are properly credited, like most of the people I have covered so far have done, then everything is good. And because
Yeah.
sampling and interpolating iconic hits, repackaging them, and releasing them in the modern times is entirely legal assuming you have permission, it's created a whole industry you probably weren't even aware of. Like I said, if the artist that's being interpolated or sometimes sampled is properly credited, then it's all good. And that's not just because they're getting credit. It's not just like, hey, I was inspired by this, we're all good now. They're actually getting paid. For example, Paramore's Hayley Williams and Josh Farrow were estimated by Billboard to have made as much as $1.2 million from their publishing royalties on Olivia Rodrigo's Good For You. And they also think that Taylor Swift
But
has
like I said, it doesn't even sound that similar. It just sounds like the same type of song, not the same song.
at least $325,000 from Olivia's Deja Vu. But what's crazy about this is that the entire music industry has seen this type of money to be made, and they've decided to take action. Companies like Primary Wave and Hipgnosis Songs Fund have began buying up the publishing rights to past hit songs from their songwriters. On the flip side, artists themselves that have old hit songs have been pushing for newer artists to recycle their own songs. The president of Primary Wave said that he is the one who encouraged Doja Cat's team to release the viral track Freak, which interpolates a Primary Wave artist's song, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, by Paul Anka.
Oh my gosh.
The company acquired the rights to Put Your Head on My Shoulder, then pushed for that remix to be officially released. I guess it
Well,
was like
but isn't that in the public domain too? At this point? I mean, if that song came out in 59, right? Like, I don't necessarily remember exactly how that works, but I know it's like 80 years or something, and then you can do that. If not, it's 80 years after the artist dies or something like that. I don't remember.
SoundCloud Lucy, but because of the interpolation or the sample or whatever, they couldn't have put it out. So clearly they know what they're doing and they know how to make money from old tracks. Other companies like Sony Publishing are doing the same thing. Another big publishing rights owner even launched a website called Beat Broker, where you can license samples and interpolations, with artists like Drake and Logic using it to lock in their samples. So there are tons of ways right now in which the music industry is finding ways to make money.
It's your friend from British Columbia saying, please keep on sampling in the free world and do the... Sorry. I was referencing a Logic song.
Money off of songs that are sometimes 50 years old, which is definitely cool, but it's also kind of strange when you think about the fact that a lot of what we're going to be listening to is just recycled old music. Regardless, artists, labels, publishing companies, and everyone in the industry is trying to get the interpolation bag right now, and that has resulted in what, in my opinion, is one of the weirdest things to come from this craze. Over the past few years, songwriters, producers, and publishing rights owners have started writing camps. Now, writing camps are nothing new, but these new camps are directly asking for songs to be written with interpolations. Then, once these new songs that interpolate old songs are written, they are sold off to artists throughout the industry, which is just insane to think about, that there are songwriting camps that, instead of writing entirely new songs that are catchy and cool, are
Wait,
just
that
remixing
is
old
actually crazy. What the Can somebody send me one of them? I'll start being an artist. Send me one of them. Like, send me a remix of a Michael Jackson song or something.
ones for the artist to take advantage of this trend. But it makes sense, because if Paramore can make a ton of money, millions of dollars off of an old song, why would other artists not want to join in on the fun? Well, on the flip side, the new artists are pretty much guaranteed to have a hit on their hands, because this song has already worked in the past. So really, you can't blame the artists who are doing this. Sure, they may be aware, maybe they don't care, or maybe they do, but they are just the face in front of the machine. And that machine is operating full of writers and other music industry professionals who are carefully and scientifically crafting the next hit song. Pop music especially is notorious for not having much soul behind it, with most pop artists just being the voice and the face, while big teams of songwriters, producers, and engineers create the actual music. It gets even deeper than that, with labels developing tools to analyze
I'm
what
sorry, I like Olivia Rodrigo so much, bro. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
songs will be hits, which I covered in a previous video. In the past 2 decades, labels have even acquired technology that they can use to analyze music and predict what songs will be hits. They can use services such as Hit Predictor or Shazam to see what songs will blow up. Apparently, Hit Predictor was able to predict 48 out of the top 50 radio hits in 2013. There are actually even entire companies such as Next Big Sound which are dedicated to analyzing music and finding the next big sound. Regardless,
Wait,
like I
that's
said,
crazy.
even with all this information and the whole craze and the trend and all that, I think some artists do interpolation better than others. And that's
Yeah,
why this is
for
such
real.
a big debate. Some people would say Kanye is just stealing songs, while others would suggest that Ava Max is doing the same thing Kanye is doing. Personally, I think there's a big difference between the two and how the artists operate with their samples and interpolations. But that part is subjective. That is my opinion. In my opinion, if you're Ava Max and most of your popular songs come off as lazy nostalgia bait interpolations, then I don't think that's tasteful. However,
Yeah.
making this video, I've seen tons of her fans defend her, arguing that she's just doing what every other pop artist is doing. So this is a very confusing and highly contentious topic, and it's nothing new as multiple artists have interpolated songs like we saw with the Bon Jovi song. So really it depends on how tasteful or if you just do it better, I
Yeah,
guess.
no, the Bon Jovi one, I predicted that. Well, I didn't predict it, but well, I predicted it before you said it in the video.
Yes. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about interpolation. Sampling, that's kind of old news. We already know about that. That's cool. But let me know what you guys think about this whole trend that's been happening lately. If you like this video, you might like my video about artists who were actually sued for allegedly stealing their songs from other artists. It's like the illegal version of this video, and I talk about the Pharrell incident in there as well. Other than that, though, if you enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like and even consider subscribing down below. And yeah, it's been your boy Matty Balls. I'll see you guys next time.
W video, man.
Something
Nah, for real. Yeah, go subscribe to him,
missing from
of course. And if you enjoyed today's video, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, chat. I will see y'all later.